Hello there, welcome to Mabanga's Finest. The program basically designed to showcase the finest in terms of people that have actually made Kansanshi Dynamos to be where it is. It is the first of its kind, and on the show we'll be featuring people from all walks, the corporate, the business world, and of course you, the fans as well, will be part of the show. My guest today is the first coach for Kansanshi Dynamos. We decided to catch up with him and probably get a glimpse of what he's doing, what he was doing, and probably generally to share us the nitty-gritty of actually what was happening then and now. So he's my guest today. Join me after the break.
Exclusive from so1entertainment.com.
Dynamo piribuka, Dynamo piribuka, Dynamo piribuka, piribuka tukayese pase siko balumbanya bajepa. Fuere bajepa zalile ngoma.
Hello there, and welcome back to Mabanga's Finest. I'm your host, Suza Zimba, to be with you in this interview. Mabanga's Finest is the program designed, to give you the insight in and around Kansanshi Dynamos Football Club, and basically to talk about, updates in terms of visual updates, live chats, and as well. The program will actually be featuring, prominent people that have actually made Kansanshi Dynamos to be where it is. Those who are actually making it now, and of course you, the viewers as well, will be part of the program. My guest today is no other than a veteran, first head coach for Kansanshi Dynamos. People would want to know him. Really, what was then the situation when Kansanshi actually was starting as a football club, and to where it is now. So he's my guest today, and he's no other than Coach Gershom Kamuntu. Coach, welcome to the program.
My pleasure, and thanks for having me.
Coach, I must say you look fresh, you look nice.
I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah. So, Coach, first thing first, I would want to find out. The viewers probably would want to find out from you, who is Gershom Kamuntu?
Gershom Kamuntu. Gershom Kamuntu was born way back in the Copper Belt, to be precise, in Kitwe. My father used to be a miner under ZCCM, so I was born in Rusakire, and I did my school at Rusakire Primary School. Then progressed and grew up in Ndola. That's where basically my football career started, and part of my school. I played in the school team at Masala Secondary School and Lubuto Secondary School, and a few coaches who were teaching us how to kick. That was the inception of learning how to kick football. Then we moved. From there, George Mungwa saw something in me and he called me. I went to join Strike Rovers. I was under George Mungwa at the inception of football. I was there at under 12, under 13, under 14, until later on I went to Railway Express. I played under Railway Express for a year, until such a time when Ndola United wanted me back. I decided to go back to Ndola United. Under the very intelligent coaches, Coach Gershom Kamuntu. He was my coach who saw me, and I played a few years there. And at some point, Bonam Kubwa was coming up with a team. They thought Bonam Kubwa needed my attention. I moved, I jumped ships, I went to Bonam Kubwa to start up Bonam Kubwa. By then, Bonam Kubwa was just establishing the mine in Ndola. So I went to Ndola at Bonam Kubwa and started working as a footballer. We were called workers. I played for Bonam Kubwa for 2 seasons until such a time when I matured in football, and I was called back. I went back to Ndola United. So it's at Ndola United where I had 3/4 of my playing career, until such a time when I thought I needed to quit.
How did you find yourself in Northwestern Province?
Okay, you know, we always chase where you feel you will settle and where you feel at least there is greener pasture. I came here to set up a business, and apparently my wife was transferred from Bangamkuba to Kansanshi mine. So I thought it was wise to come here and set up a company. So we came here and we set up some businesses around here.
The football-wise, how did it actually come in? You know, history tells us that you were the first coach for Kansanshi Dynamos football club. Maybe
sure.
Just clarify on that.
Okay, when I came to Northwestern, specifically Solwezi, my mind was not so much into coming to coach or to coming to play soccer here. No, I came because I wanted to establish a business. I came here basically to look for greener pastures. Because I'd given up, I said I will never work again. I thought of starting up a business, but by then the mines were just starting up. So that's when I came here. And from time to time I could go and watch teams play, watch teams train, until such a time when I thought of one day stretching my legs. We were training at Youth Alive. So the coach was so kind enough, he welcomed me, and I started training with a team.
As a player?
As a player, I was just doing it on Keep Fit. I was just doing it as Keep Fit, because I'm a sportsman. I just didn't want to sit. All I wanted was just to kick the ball here and there. But eventually the coach approached me and he said, "I've noticed that you've got something in you as a player." I said, "Yeah, I played football before." He was interested and he said, "Would you mind helping us from the other side?"
That is now on the technical bench.
Yes. I was willing because I had ideas. So the coach then, by the name of Jebo Malata, he was a very good man to me. He's been a good man up to now. We've been together. He's been like my elder brother for quite a long time. He's one of the people who welcomed me into Northwestern. So that is where now everything was rekindled. I said, "Oh, I forgot about football. I think it has followed me here. Maybe let me also follow it." I think that's where it started.
Okay. So, Coach, you actually mentioned about this person, Coach Jebo Malata. That was always you said Dynamos.
It was always Dynamos, yes.
How was the progression? Like from Solwezi, like you've mentioned already, really. How was the progression? From Solwezi Dynamos to Kansanshi Dynamos. Just there, can you explain a bit?
Okay. Previously, the way Solwezi Dynamos was run, it was a community-based team. It was just comprised of different individuals who were just dipping their hands in their pockets to support the team. We were only asking for transport from Kansanshi by then. Kansanshi was helping us for transportation wherever we were going. But when it comes...
Sorry, at the time, maybe... So you are saying Kansanshi Dynamos was then on social corporate responsibility? Is that what you were putting in?
Basically, when we started, Kansanshi was not part of the team, but they were just supporting us on transportation.
So that is social corporate responsibility?
Only social corporate responsibility.
Okay.
We were only sponsored from the community. We requested for transportation. So they were only coming in to cater for transport. Only.
So that was 2005?
Somewhere there, yes. So we started as a community team. By then it was just Solwezi Dynamos, not Kansanshi Dynamos. These are two different teams.
Okay.
Yes, so we started. We started moving, we were playing games, we started winning games. We had a very strong team. We had a very strong executive. People had hearts. People could accommodate players in their homes. People could feed the team. We had families who were coming on board. When we were camping, this family would bring mealie meal. When we were camping, this family would bring relish for just to see the team go forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to get it very clear here, Coach. When you've talked about Kansanshi Dynamos and Solwezi Dynamos, that blending together really. Exactly what period, when did it start? And who were the initiators, like in terms of technical bench itself?
Okay. When we thought of merging between the two teams, there was Kansanshi FC, Kansanshi Football Club, and then there was Solwezi Dynamos. We thought if we merge with Kansanshi FC, because they had a bit of sponsorship from the company, and we had nothing. All we had, we had tools, we had players. So we thought if we bring these two teams together, we work together, we'll definitely drive to where we want this team to go, because we had challenges financially.
So that was actually realized. So as we speak now, in terms of history, Kansanshi actually was derived as a result of Solwezi Dynamos and Kansanshi mixing?
Yes, we had Solwezi Dynamos on the other side, and then we had the Kansanshi Football Club on the other side. And when we combined these two, that's where now we got Kansanshi from Kansanshi Football Club, and then we got Dynamos from the other side. And the formation of Kansanshi Dynamos. So it was a formation of two teams coming together.
Okay. No.
Yes.
Sure. So like now, so you were the first coach for Kansanshi Dynamos?
Yeah, we have a heated up meeting. We had a heated up meeting at Youth Alive. That's where we met. That was the time that
that was during the merging process.
The merging process. So Kansanshi Dynamos was basically born at Youth Alive.
Okay, that's good history.
Yes, that is where Kansanshi Dynamos was born. It was from there, from that meeting, where I was put as the head coach. So I can simply confirm that I was the first head coach for Kansanshi Dynamos.
Congratulations, coach. That is good progression.
Thank you.
So I'm sure now we actually talking to the right person. The person really that give us an insight, the proper background of Kansanshi Dynamos, and that's what actually our viewers really would want to learn and understand and also know. Yeah, sure. Yeah, coach. This question in history tells us that then Kansanshi Dynamos were actually performing very well in terms of football itself. Maybe if you could just briefly tell us probably the notable people that you actually worked with in the executive technical bench. Maybe if you can remember them, please.
I tell you, even when we had those elections and they choose to say this one is the head coach, this one is the assistant coach, this one will be the technical, this one will be the technical advisor, we had people with hearts. We had people with hearts and committed to football. That is why you can see Kansanshi where it is now. I will always mention this name. We had Jeb Malata, Coach Jeb Malata. Is a known figure in the history of football in Northwestern with massive experience.
Sure.
Yeah, with massive experience. Then we had team manager Collins Chikwevu. Very strong man. These are men who were the pillars of the team. Then we had the secretary by the name of Mr. Nyansenda. We had a Mr. Nyansenda who was the top secretary, being assisted by Francis Casimiro. Then we had the chair, who was Max Limi. Max Limi was the chair, being assisted by Mr. Ndonyo. He was one of the education officers just here at Ministry of Education here in Solwezi. To mention but a few, all these people came together and we thought we wanted to develop football in Northwestern. And that is where football started on a serious note in Northwestern. We had a very, very strong team. So when this team was made, we wanted to bring glory in Northwestern in soccer. So that is the reason why when you look at the composition of this team, that's the reason why you can see where football is now in Northwestern. It's because of all these brain busters we had around us, and they made it very easy for us to work because they really came in with the full force. Everybody had the heart. What we wanted was to achieve something in football.
Now, Coach, Kansanshi then has been in history, has always been a crowd puller, even when it was actually playing in the lower ranks, lower division. I don't know the picture that time probably, because currently we're seeing people flocking to the stadium and in large numbers coming to watch the game. So really, how was the scenario, the picture way back when you actually started? Well, in terms of the support obviously from the community, how was it? People were they coming to the stadium to watch?
No, people have always loved Kansanshi Dynamos. They have a heart. They have a heart for the team. We had a very huge pulling even then. Regardless of the difficulties we were going through earlier, the team was always supported. The entire Solwezi was always there for the team. And that's the reason why, even the time that we were at the last point.
So even now, we are saying that the same scenario we are seeing now at Kansanshi Dynamos in terms of the support, people flocking to the stadium, was actually the same scenario even then.
Basically, it has now doubled.
Sure,
it's like
it's very good progression.
It has doubled from that time we were there to now, because the name was already there, and everybody wanted to know what is Kansanshi doing, because everyone was talking about Kansanshi Dynamos. Now it has reached the maximum height. I think we are going further from where we are now.
Oh, sure, Coach. Now, Coach, the team philosophy. Obviously, we know that every team, every coach, really has that team philosophy, really. And obviously, you as a coach, there's something that you actually imparted in the team that that actually made you a success as a coach, obviously. Are you seeing that in the current team now, that the philosophy that actually probably you might have imparted in the team, has it departed or is still there within now?
Okay, thank you. What it is in this career, every coach has his own philosophy. The coach has his own philosophy. The philosophy basically is not given by the executive. So it has always been difficult for one coach to come and take over another philosophy from another coach. It's very difficult. But I'm happy to say there's always a similarity in every coach. You cannot disregard everything that your friend has left. You will always take up. This one will come in with 3, 4, 5 different components, but 2, 3, 4, 5 components, they will definitely be the same. So I see some similarities in the way our friends do it.
Okay, so you are saying the philosophy has not departed?
No, it hasn't been departed completely.
Sure.
I can see something. That is the reason why up to now we still have players playing. Obviously the coach, when he came in, this coach saw something and picked it up from there.
So I'm sure, Coach, now you must be a proud person for having initiated, obviously, that you are able now to see it's evident, that's testimony enough that the team is performing to the very foundation probably that you might have initiated. I'm sure you must be happy on that one. Now, coming to the players, Coach, I want to find out from you, maybe if you can give us an insight, really, the notable players that were actually under your tutelage, who are currently playing, or probably they have gone to other teams, or they have retired. if you can remember them, please, if you can give us those names, we get to know them.
Okay. Currently we have the Kansanshi Dynamos skipper, Nobo Mutare. He's an icon. He's been there for the team. He used to carry the armband as an assistant to Sise. Mind you, our former coach for Kansanshi Dynamos, Sise, Kelvin Chinga, he was our skipper. He was our skipper. Later on, he became the coach for Kansanshi Dynamos. We thank God at least we can point at something to say, here we had a player who was turned into a coach.
So those were actually under your tutelage?
Those are some of the few players. And we can talk about our legend, landlord, Babel, Lloyd Alfonso. Right now playing for Green Buffaloes. He's one of the boys we can point at and say, at least we made players and many more. Yeah.
So you have mentioned the players like Mutale, and the rest. I'm sure that is especially on Mutale really. He's a captain, current captain for Kansanshi Dynamos, and the type of player that is actually building up, and generally the leadership itself is testimony enough that is coming from somewhere. Coach, the notable people that you actually worked with, who's this person that you feel when he's there you actually you make a very good team, and you in terms of collaboration itself, coordination itself, and who is this person that you actually looked up to?
Okay, you mean in the executive or in the technical?
Yeah, especially in the executive itself.
Okay,
I'm sure it would be one that was driving, and you were that inspiration that you're working well.
Looking at where the team is coming from, and our former president, Mr. Max Limi, yeah, he really fought so hard for the team. If you look at where we're coming from, when we started to where we are now, it wasn't easy to convince management to come on board. So I would say he played a major role. He played a major role in the inception of Kansanshi Dynamos. He really worked so hard. He gave in his best. To see where the team is now, it's because we are the foundation. And it was not easy to convince management, but he managed to put things around. He managed to put things around. I would say he did his best. And from the technical side, as earlier mentioned, we had the people that we worked with so hard-working gentlemen. I think we can go on and go on. If I'm to make the list was just too long.
Sure.
Thank you.
Are you married?
I am married.
Family life?
I'm married to a very beautiful wife. I'm married to my lady, who has always been on my side. Her name is Lizzie. She's given me 4 beautiful boys. My firstborn is 16. My secondborn is 13. And I've got twins. My last 2 boys are twins. They're 8 years old.
Oh, sure. That is great of you. So now, Coach, how were you able to incorporate yourself in terms of time division, family, and as well, football arrangement? How were you able to divide time?
Okay, my wife has always known that I'm a sportsman. Even the time that I met her, the time that we were dating, she knew I was attached to football. And she's been behind my back. From the time that I met her, she understands everything. So it was very easy for me to incorporate the two, my lifestyle and my football life.
So she would be even at the stadium watching you?
Very much.
Coaching, and
even when we travel at times, my wife could travel as well, just to come and watch.
All right, you are still watching Mabanga's Finest. My guest today is a veteran coach from Kansanshi Dynamos, the first coach for Kansanshi Dynamos, that is, Coach Gershom Kamuntu. We'll be right back after this break.
Dynamo piribuka, Kansanshi piribuka, Dynamo piribuka, tukayese pawa warumbanya ni bamukuta. Fuere, bache pasa ni ngoma.
inspiration. I'm sure there must be this some person, this coach, really on the local front, and as well on the international front as well. I want you to give me these two people on the local front and as well on the international in the front itself. The people that you've actually looked up to in terms of as a coach, people that have made you, people that you have actually inspired. That that person has really brought me, has really took me up, taken me up to this far.
Okay.
The people that you look up to even up to now.
Thank you.
Who could that be on the personal front, on the local front?
On the local front, at the parent, like I earlier mentioned, I once played for Lifeboat Strikers way back in Andola, and I was being tutored by George Mungwa. George Mungwa was a parent, and is one coach I would say was one of the best, and he has been the best in the coaching history. I really liked the way he was taking himself, the way he was responding to players, the way he was handling us. He made us realize, even when I know I'm wrong, the coach knew how to take me, because he really wanted to get something good out of me. So I would say I was so much inspired by the way Coach George Mungwa, may his soul rest in peace, the way he was handling matters. So I really wanted to be like him. So even in my career, in my coaching career, the way I've handled players, I handle them as my own children. I always meet them at their point of need, because I want a player to play for me. It's nowadays that you find that now there is also a money component. A lot of players play for money. But then we had players who were not getting anything. At the end of the month, the player gets a 40 kwacha. You see? So a player has to play for you. So you need to be part of the player. When the player has a problem, I need to meet him at his point of need. Help him, talk to him. So basically, the person that I was looking up to was George Mungwa.
Yeah, I know. Obviously that George Mungwa is on the local front.
Yes.
So now, out of Zambia.
Out of Zambia, I always envied the way Sir Alex Ferguson was coaching the team. So Ferguson's Manchester United. Ferguson's way of play. I really liked how the gentleman was handling himself.
Current executive, how do you rate them? Yeah, considering the fact that from inception, Kansanshi Dynamos has been so well performing, and just recently, in the last season, that is really, Kansanshi Dynamos survived the relegation, and going by the standard of play currently and where it is now, that is Kansanshi Dynamos actually survived relegation. So how would you rate generally the executive itself?
Okay, I'm so happy that right now they have the current president. I know how serious he is. Taking you slightly backwards, we had a few coaches who came in, like we had TC coming in. When TC coming in, things were a bit shaggy. But our current president now, when he brought in Boyd, when Boyd came in, Boyd has brought in that force which was sleeping in Kansanshi Dynamos. That recommendation goes to the executive, because it is up to the executive to sit down and analyze all the coaches and analyze the coaches who are seated somewhere to see which coach can we bring in. So they did their homework, and for us to be rekindled from where we were to where we are now, because right now we were almost contending for the top slot. If we didn't start sluggish, this time we would have been talking about maybe third or second. So it's a recommendation which goes to the executive. They're actually doing a great job. I pray that if they continue with the same spirit, next year we'll be playing Continental.
So any word for Coach Boyd Mulwanda?
Okay, for our coach, I like his way of play. He has brought in some of the players we thought could not play. he has brought in a lot of energy. Mind you, we are using the same players, the ones which were used by the previous coach. 3/4 of the players in the team, they are the same players we had.
Okay.
But it's like he has just come to ignite something in the players. It's like the coach believes in the players and the players believe in what the coach is telling them. So I want him to keep it up. Build on where he is now. I can assure the province that right now we have the best coach. We have the best coach for the job, and I wish him luck.
Coach, away from football, what do you do in your spare time?
Okay. My spare time, I work. I work for Kansanshi Mine,
Okay.
and on top of that, I'm a businessman. That makes me to be a very busy man. Because when I knock off, I usually concentrate on my business. I run a business apart from working for the mines.
Yeah, Coach, I'm asking this question really. I'm not putting you on the spotlight. Yeah, but it's evident that I should ask you, obviously. Yeah. Would you take up any position, probably if you were called upon, by Kansanshi Dynamos? Yeah, probably like coaching the junior team, or maybe just any position in the executive, or you have completely quitted.
Thank you. The coach is always the coach. The coach name will never cease. I'm the coach, I'll always be the coach. I'm a sportsman, and that is my life. I can be busy in other areas, but when I'm called upon, when the team feels like I'm needed in this area, obviously most of the people that are there, I've worked with them. I've got people like Tashua, I've worked with Tashua. I've worked with the current president. I've worked with Mupeta, Mr. Munshi. I've worked with Mr. Mwowo. I've worked with a number of people around the team. So if those people feel like I can come on board and be a Yusuf too, I'll definitely be more than willing, because our goal is the same. Like we started, we are seeing, actually I'm very happy to see where the team is now, because this was our goal when we started. We wanted to put Kansanshi Dynamos on top of all the teams in Northwestern, and I can see we are achieving that. So if I'm called upon, I'll be more than willing to assist.
Yeah, sure, Coach. Where do you see, like, say, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, where do you see Kansanshi Dynamos?
I'm saying Continental coming to Solwezi one day. I'm seeing Kansanshi getting the premiership one day. I believe that what we have achieved now, as of today, with the current executive and our current coach, Mr. Kenko team, I think we are doing the right thing right now. And if we continue like this, I'm seeing us carrying the cup next year. I'm seeing us carrying the cup after next year. Very soon, you're going to see what is going to come out. I assure you. The sky is the limit.
So finally, Coach, as we come to the end of this program, I think I would want you to look straight in that camera and give hope to that soccer fan who's watching there.
Okay. To many of you who were there when we started this journey, we promised we wanted to have the best team in the Northwestern. And right now, we are almost there. So I can assure you, the fan out there, to support the team. Rally behind Kansanshi Dynamos, support them, give them the maximum support they require. You are not going to be disappointed. To those who were there, I think years back, I've got a few guys that I can mention of those who've been supporting us. There is this guy I will never forget, Derek. This guy is found in the market. He's one of our best supporters. He has ever been with the team. At some point, he used to have dreadlocks. but right now he cut them out. That man has been with the team for a long time. So if we have such people around, those who had faith when we started to where we are now, I think you are seeing that what we started is almost coming to fulfillment. The fulfillment I'm talking about is bringing the cup to Kansanshi Dynamos. Very, very soon, I can assure you as fans, we are going to get the cup to Northwestern Soweto.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. It's been a pleasure, talking to you, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next program. Yeah, there you are. This has been Mabanga's Finest, the program designed to give you, insights and interviews in and around Kansanshi Dynamos. Catch us for more videos. You visit, Kansanshi Dynamos, various platforms, WhatsApp, Facebook, and also YouTube, and also TikTok. You will get more videos in there. Sure. We'll see you next time on the same program. That is Mabanga's Finest. Next time.